Hello, welcome to Sky and Earth Watch for June 25, 2019, approximately 10:10. Again, my friend, Central Standard Time in the morning. A quick look at the overview of where the storms are in the United States. We've got a little bit over here Boston and north. A little bit over here and rolling through Wisconsin, kind of in a snake line. Wisconsin, Des Moines, coming down through Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Colorado, and Texas. And this area down here in Texas has really been getting hit hard lately up and down this coastal area. You can see there that the echo top there is 700, and so I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting some really severe storming, especially with those reds in there. This is a pretty large area of rain here too. Up here, this isn't really something I've seen a lot over here in Colorado, or no, this is Nebraska. These pinks, usually, you know, we see the reds. So let's take a look. And then northern Minnesota, and then there's a little line, kind of a half circle line going from northern Utah, circling around Idaho into basically on the state line there of Oregon and Washington. So let's take a look at the radar real quick for the echo tops and kind of see if we can see how it's rolling out, which directions these things are going. Just get a quick overview. You can see things are a little different on this map. A lot of blues over here on the east coast there. That looks, you know, like a little bit more of a mix of some yellows and reds. Mostly everything else is blue and green, except for down here in Texas, where they've been really getting hit hard, and they still appear to be now. Quick look at the temps across the country. Basically, we still have this this cold air coming down here, and that's been pretty significant, I believe, in the way that our weather has been shaping up, because we've been, over the past few months, we've been having basically this alley in here from Amarillo to Chicago has just been getting hit so hard, and even extending over here now. And I believe it's because we have this cold air coming down here, and then we have warm air coming up here, as you can see on the map, and right there's the big fight, and then they kind of drift this way. Kind of like two guys fighting in a bar. Not that I've ever been inside of a bar, but two guys fighting in a bar, and they kind of like trash the place and while they're trying to hurt each other. So let's take a look at the severe weather alerts here across the country. Sorry about the orientation of the screen there, but this is the only thing I found that works right now. Marine weather statement over there by Bridgeport, Connecticut. That's actually a lot smaller than it used to be. It used to be up and down this entire coast almost. Let's see what's going on down here in North Carolina, South Carolina coast. Special weather statement. I'm assuming that's probably for thunderstorms, but let's check it out. So you can see here they're having some normal temps, 89 degrees. It seems normal for June 25. Elevated heat indices expected this afternoon. So it's actually for hot weather, I guess. So you can see that goes, includes Myrtle Beach, Williamton, North Carolina, Georgetown, Murrells Inlet, Conway, Charlotte, Southport, Carolina Beach, Atkinson, Burga. So they're getting some hot weather there. Moving down the coast here to Florida, just north of Miami, heat advisory on the other side of the peninsula there, Naples. You know, and that's kind of what you expect in June in the United States, is hot weather in those places, especially that far south. Riptide statement over here, Tallahassee, Florida. Be careful in the water. Going back up the coast here, or up the middle of the country, we better cover this before we move any further west. Ohio, river flooding there. It's not, it's looks like things are getting better, actually. That's pretty awesome. Beach hazard statement there, Buffalo, New York, and along the coast, small craft advisory if you're out on the water. Michigan, small craft advisory. The waters have been really turbulent, riptides, roaring, high winds, temperature variations between the air temperature and the water temperature. Beach hazard statement. These have been all, you know, all these shorelines have either been coastal flooding or high water levels or turbulent waters for a long time. Indiana there, a couple isolated river flood warnings, and then we get south here into the Mississippi River inlets, and still again today the Mississippi River basin in the middle of the country. There's still a lot of high water, a lot of flood warnings and advisories, and that's been ongoing for hundreds of days now. So looks like pretty much Minnesota, Wisconsin, pretty clear except for the shoreline there with the small craft advisories. Looks like we have a earthquake over here in Oklahoma. Take a look at that. 3 kilometers west of Cushing at 1.1. Flood warning, Wichita, Kansas. They also have a special weather statement there. You can see there's a little bit of weather over them. That's probably for severe thunderstorm warnings, watches. I don't know if we didn't get over here on the coast here where all the bad weather is. You can see the outlines of the reds there, just faintly. You can see the weather radar here. So it's mostly over the water. It looks like it looked that way the last time I looked at it too, but obviously it's probably affecting. Special marine warning, flash flood watch down here. Edinburgh, San Perlita, Harlingen, West Laco, right on the border there of Mexico and on the coast. Flash flood watches, Brownsville. So beware if you're delivering shipments down there or whatever. Those roads, those areas. Zooming back out here, we're getting over into the western United States. Let's just start down here in Phoenix and go up to Denver. That's going to be air quality alert. Colorado fire weather watch. But they're also I thought they were having storms there. I thought we saw that on the other radar. Wyoming here, still some little isolated river flood warnings. These green sticks. Let's go over here to Las Vegas. Fire weather watch. A couple of some earthquake activity over here near Lancaster, near Lake Hughes, magnitude 2, 5 hours ago. Down here, not far from San Diego, a 1.5. See what's going on the coast here, small craft advisory. That's been ongoing all spring, but it was larger before, so it looks like it's calming a little bit, hopefully. Fire weather watch out of the Reno, Nevada office, that blue area up there. Purple area looks like it's lake wind advisories. Dark blue, lake wind advisory. So they're kind of getting a mix of different kinds of warnings. There's a river flood warning near Winnemucca. And it looks like that river, goes to Reno. Goes through Lovelock and Reno. So I'm guessing that's probably where they get their water from up here. And it's probably snow melt from the mountains overfilling their reservoirs, I would imagine. Lake wind advisory. And, it's looking the country's looking a lot better now. Getting into June. Just the only, really ongoing situation that we're having is this Mississippi River Basin flooding. And that's, again, where a lot of crops are growing in that area. So let's look at forecast. So right now we're looking at Tuesday, the 25th at 10 a.m. Let's take a look at Wednesday at 10 a.m. It's actually, these computer models are actually showing clear weather compared to what we have been having, no really crazy storms. Now Thursday, down here, it's guessing that there's going to be pretty serious weather there, middle of the country again. Up here, Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and this doesn't look that good either. But this is 3 days out, so this is just the computer guessing. That would be middle of Minnesota there. Let's play that and see where that's going to go. See if we can get it to move forward for us. Yeah, that's a pretty big system right there. I would imagine that it won't actually be that big when we actually get there, because that would be pretty huge superstorm covering Iowa, Minnesota, and all of Wisconsin with red. And usually we don't see that. So again, this is computer modeling. They built their algorithms around certain data they call science data, predicting certain things, and such as temperatures warming. And it's kind of like when you shoot a bullet. If you're off your target just a little bit, or you're off the bullseye, the further the bullet gets away from the gun, the more distance, or the further the travel away from the bullet, or the bullseye, I should say. So it's kind of like the further out these models get, the more extreme they get. Usually when you get to the end of these models, they just are showing huge, super crazy storms, which aren't usually the case. But, even today, if we can go back to Tuesday here. Now this is 1 a.m. Let's go 10 a.m. It's showing some pretty serious, or we're on Monday. That was yesterday. Okay, so yeah, that part looks accurate compared to our other radar that we used. Up here, yeah, this is pretty accurate, I guess. There's been rain up here, so I think they're pretty, well, this is right now, or this is actually in the past, so however they're doing it, they got that right. So thanks for tuning in, and